This past weekend at the Motorama Custom Car and Motorsports Expo, Ron Fellows of Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Dan DeLeo of Goodwood Kartways and Mosport Kartways, along with Paul Cook of ASN FIA Canada, introduced a brand new series for karters. Following the announcement, we had a chance to sit with Dan and Ron and get a little bit of background into the brand new champion Ron Fellows Karting Challenge.
So we're really excited with today's announcement and the involvement of Ron Fellows and Champion as a brand. So the Champion Ron Fellows Karting Challenge, which about a year ago I started planning an interclub or provincial-based program here in Ontario, which is now developed with some credibility from the people mentioned. But ultimately, it's a way to take two strong clubs here in Ontario, combine the clubs together for individual races, which will drive participation and ultimately increase competition, and a great way for drivers to sort of raise the bar in terms of the competition and their preparation, readying them for events like the Canadian Nationals that comes in August. So for us, it's just all about creating that foundation or that strong platform to watch drivers develop, get ready for the national level, and when they feel that they're ready, we obviously have national events that they can participate in. The nice part about the structure here in Ontario is all the way from club level karting through the Champion Ron Fellows Karting Challenge and of course the provincial level at the ECKC, we run the same classes all the way through. So you're looking at three unique Briggs class, Briggs four-stroke option classes that are designed for each age bracket, and then of course all five popular Rotax classes that we've offered in the past. So 8 classes, the same classes that are offered at the club level all the way through to the national championships. Yeah, the Eastern Canadian Karting Championships, which we're part of, has done a great job at, let's call it the provincial level or interprovincial level. 2 events in Ontario, 2 events in Quebec annually, drawing drivers from across Canada because ultimately it's one of the most competitive kart championships in North America. And I think that's sort of fit the mold in terms of what it was trying to accomplish. What we've missed is this stepping stone or this gradual step up from club level all the way up to the provincial championships, and we think the interclub thing is going to provide that. So you're talking about grassroots karting, entry level, club level type pricing, without the increased costs that sometimes the national level karting brings, but an opportunity to get you ready for that national step. So if and when you choose, we're ready to do this at the national level, you have some preparation that's been done in the past. So 4 race weekends for the Interclub Challenge, 1-day events all the way from May to September. And again, creating sort of the grooming process for a lot of these drivers in preparation for the national championships, which come in August. Again, something that we've given a lot of thought to. And although, we could increase the exposure of the event by making it 2-day events, all of a sudden that also increased the cost for the participants, right? So we want to make sure that the goal remains that, your average entry-level type karter can afford to come play, because that's the number one goal of the program, is not to increase costs. Then, of course, by allowing more people to participate, I think that's what increases the competition. And, of course, with the increased competition, drivers that win are naturally going to look at the national level. Yeah, it's hard not to get excited as soon as you get on site. I mean, Ron and Carlo have done such an amazing job with the CTMP management team on that facility is now picturesque from whatever angle you turn, and it was a lot of work and a lot of money and a huge investment. But the karting piece to the puzzle, I think, was that last piece. And they've done it the right way. There's no shortcuts. And, again, it's something that we're excited to be part of. When you talk about envy, I don't think, our competitors, let's say, are envious. I think everybody looks at this and looks at it as a good thing for karting. So to raise the profile of our sport, which we tried desperately to do year after year, and now to have a facility and a credibility with people like Ron and Champion involved, as well as Canadian Tire, the credibility is there. You guys are helping spread the word, and before you know it, karting is getting the exposure that it deserves.
So we're excited about the upgrades and improvements we made to the karting facility, and being able to host the Canadian Nationals this year is a feather in the cap for the facility. Yeah, you're bringing in the DeLeo family. I've known Dan and Marco for a lot of years and watched their development as drivers. They're, a couple of guys who terrific talent behind the wheel as well. And they've owned Goodwood Kartways for a number of years and run a very successful operation there. And it seemed like a natural for us to bring the DeLeo family in to assist us with our karting facility, and hopefully take it to similar levels that Goodwood is experiencing, and certainly for us, getting back involved with from the naming side of things, trying to bring some notoriety to karting at the club level. Certainly with an iconic brand like Champion, we're excited. The Champion has history of supporting grassroots racing, and they're good friends of Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, and you convince them to partner with us to provide a regional series that is yet another springboard that has some profile and some terrific racing. Yeah, in terms of the Sunoco series, it ended in 2009, but the series continued in its current form is now the Eastern Canadian Karting Championship. That series grew to be, starting out as something that was regional, became a real, an awesome series that we're very proud of, and was a little bit more national. And certainly the, this with Champion Spark Plugs, we're trying to sort of reestablish. The timing seemed right with the upgrades we've made to the karting facility, and a little prodding from Paul Cook and Dan DeLeo to use a little influence and get something of some profile. And quite frankly, I couldn't be more excited about having an iconic brand like Champion involved with our karting challenge. Yeah, no, we're very proud of what we accomplished in the 7 years of the Sunoco series, and particularly with what we called Team Ultra 94, which was a car racing element. First at with Brett Goodman and the Bridgestone Racing Academy, and then with Skip Barber. Certainly our highest profile being Robert Wickens, Mercedes driver and DTM. But to go down the list, James Hinchcliffe was in the series. Certainly Daniel Morad, Kyle Marcelli got some profile. It was a great series that did exactly what we hoped it to do, which help develop young emerging drivers, and not that we haven't continued that. We've been supportive of the Canadian Nationals and Rotex Team Canada with our friends at Canadian Tire. And we're hopeful that this new Champion Ron Fellows Karting Challenge will be another step for our emerging talent.